Okay, this is gonna be the final take because I'm staring too hard at my face and my scrubble is looking lopsided as fuck, and that makes me sad. I'm gonna get a haircut like tomorrow. But before I go, as much as I appreciate you watching my videos, please take some time to put the phone down and live in your real life. Do that for me. 1 hour a day, put the phone down and live in your real life. No drugs, no sex, no validation, no watching movies, no nothing, but just live in your real life. Even if it means just sit there and stare like at the sky. Something that I'm starting to realize, or is starting to make sense to me, is that doom scrolling is, in the simplest term, like if you could explain this to your, not even an ancestor, if you could explain this to somebody like 2 generations ago, before the cell phone came out, it's like telling somebody, hey, imagine like putting your brain in the microwave for hours. But instead of putting your brain in the microwave, you're staring at the microwave, and the microwaves are going and frying your brain through the phone screen. Like, I know everyone wants to talk about grass, the ganja burning your brain. Hello. These phones aren't doing it. Have you not seen 10, 12, 16-hour days people spend on these phones? More people than not spend, I'm telling you right now, I believe this. More people than not in mainstream society spend more time on their phone than they do in the real world. And the only people who spend more time in the real world than they do on their phone are people who either don't have access to a phone or are so like ingrained, like deep into their real life. Having a phone is just a tool they use to further actualize it. Funny thing, I remember I was at a Renaissance fair a couple months ago, and Renaissance fair. And there's a guy, like I pulled my phone out of my pocket, and this guy points at me and just starts laughing, and he's like, look at that dude talking to a box. And then I was like laughing along because like that's what I do when I'm nervous. And then I sat there and I realized, oh shit, like that dude's right. Like none of our ancestors would know what the fuck this shit is. Like half of society, or I don't know what percentage is, but a bunch of people just staring at boxes of technology all day. And the real world just like rots around us. Real people are just waiting to be in community, waiting to have conversation, waiting to engage and collaborate and compete with us. But none of us are present enough in that world for that to even go down. And that's why I'm going to keep on speaking about the digital psychosis and how Zuckerberg's big plan to like turn himself into a trillionaire is basically just like hop, skipping, and flipping us from digital social media into the metaverse. So like instead of spending those double-digit numbers, 10, 12, 15 hours on our phones, staring at them, and then being forced to go back and do something in the real world like work or like eat food, now it's going to be, let's try to get you as close to that 2-4 hour mark as we can inside these digital realities where you are completely immersed in them. And your whole entire self-concept now is molded around the convenience that is provided to you by this like almost human integrated technology and these digital fake realities owned by tech companies, rather than it even being a tool to help you better live the human life that you were living outside of it. Like the one that you actually have to sleep with, the one you actually have to feed and breathe oxygen, the one that you actually have to like cultivate outside of somebody being able to just like shut down your account because they don't like you. Please, like that. I know I'm early to this, but there's going to be a huge shift. And even if you don't make the shift like completely, make a decision about what side of this world you're going to live on. It's not people who just like reject technology completely and then people who just enslave themselves to it. That's like 2 extremes, and it's going to take a long time to get there. But the best position you could put yourself in is seeing what the fuck your self-concept is outside of this manufactured man-made technology? And how are you going to use man-made technology and creations to assist you in your natural ability to become aware of yourself and actualize that through this reality? Because every other one of our ancestors figured it out in their present moment for what it was. They didn't dream of an iPhone waiting to save them from not being able to communicate with people across the world. If those people had to get across the world, they were getting across the world. If those people had to make some shit shake and make some shit happen, it was going to happen. Just because. And that is the divine humanity that many of us have sacrificed or just don't even know how to appreciate because we've just been so hyper convenienced by this like personalized human technology. And I hope you guys really start to see the separation between technology and humanity before you end up enslaving yourself completely into this AI tech VR bullshit that they're going to be selling you over the next 10 to 15 years. Because creating software, like little fun websites and games to enslave people to, that's one thing, bro. Like, it's not hard to enslave somebody by the mind, but to get somebody to enslave themselves, you get somebody else, convince them through the vulnerable, deprived state of their body to enslave their own mind, and then keep using that body to enslave that mind and sacrifice every bit of energy left in that soul to whoever owns the being or the environment that is facilitating this process. Shit, my nigga, good luck. I'm going to be here, hopefully being a voice of reason as we enter this new reality, and hopefully you have what it takes to see what the fuck happens when we're going in it.